Thank you so much for that and that important question, Ariel. Just going back to funding for research activities in Canada. Back in 2017, the year, in fact, you were appointed, Canada's Fundamental Science Review made a number of recommendations. And the one that I'm particularly interested in is a formal coordinating board for Canada's research granting agencies was a recommendation. Now, we've heard that overall Canada is not spending as much, perhaps, as other OECD countries in terms of research and development. We have, as of course you know, the granting agencies federally. Would it be useful to perhaps have such a formal coordinating board to perhaps create some efficiencies? If we are not going to increase the actual budget, would there be some value in having this recommended coordinating board?
I think this is a very important question, and I would say that we need to look at what others have done or are doing. I mentioned Quebec recently. They have actually brought together their different granting bodies under one umbrella, which does provide efficiencies, but above all coordination and no gaps for certain fields. I believe that such an approach is also particularly important for what I would call mission-focused research and development activities. Other countries like Germany, like Australia, the Netherlands, the UK have a single agency. So I think that that's definitely something that can and should be considered in the context of better alignment and also minimizing maybe duplications of programs for researchers. Because every time you have a program, you have people applying, but you also have people reviewing. So it's a lot for a small country like ours.
And just to elaborate a little bit on the role of the scientific advisors within each department or within some departments, those individuals report presumably up through the department, but how do they relate to you? Could you just elaborate a little?
Yes, with pleasure. Actually, this was a recommendation, to the government to enhance science advice in government, and it was based on the UK and New Zealand model. So yes, these science advisors are usually seconded from outside of government for a specific period of time on a part-time or full-time basis. It depends. And they do report to the deputy minister of the department, but they work also with myself and my office as part of a network. So what we do together are horizontal. We look after horizontal issues. For example, they were involved in the science workforce, in the science integrity policy. We're developing together some online learning modules for science integrity and science advice. So essentially, it provides departments, but the government in general, with increased deep expertise in different areas.
Thank you.
And
Thank
the
you.
department.
I think we've got